There's so many details, so many things and funny situations that you were stuck in. Let's start off with the beginning. Around the year 1993, you come into the light of power metal when you record the drums for a band named Angra. Of course, everybody knows Angra. At the moment, you were replacing Marcos Antunes, which was their drummer at the time. Apparently, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce his last name correctly, but Charlie Bauerfeind?
Bauerfeind, yes.
Charlie Bauerfeind, very well-known producer in the world of metal. He suggested that you came in to record those drums because obviously Marcos apparently wasn't prepared for that type of technique or speed, etc. What was that situation like for you, Alex? And who brought you into that fold? Was it Charlie or was it Sasha? What happened?
Okay, it was like, I start from the beginning. Charlie just called me. I was like going to sleep or something. It was in the evening and late evening, and he called me. Hey, do you have time? Can you come tomorrow to record some songs? Easy songs, because before that was actually not the beginning, because before I was with Sieges Even, we worked with Charlie before with 2 records. It was Steps and Sense of Change, which were like super progressive, crazy stuff,
Right.
And so he thought, okay, Alex, I call Alex and to help out, for saving the situation with Angra, because back then it was they put a lot of money on the table to finish this record, the first record, and there's a lot of stories to they just had to finish it. They had the studio booked in Hamburg, everybody was there, so I was just feeling like I helped those guys. It's like I did not really want to get somebody out of the band, and it was just a studio job to help and to make it happen. And this is how I feel, and the guys really treated me super well. And for Marco Antunes, I think I pronounced right, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was so sorry for him, and I saw him once, coming in the studio with, just, saying hi, and it was just a short, it was a situation where you cannot do anything else, and it was actually the producers, Charlie's decision to do this. And what can you do?
Let me ask you something. Were you did you collaborate on the writing of the drums for the songs, or were they already prepared? Did they use like an electric kit to do the track, and then you just came in and did the real drums? What happened there?
That there were not so many electric kits, if I think about it. I mean, there were not even, there were like triggers, but there was back then there were no really electronic kits, so everything changed so much. But it was like this. He called me, I came the day after. I was driving during the night with the train to sleep and to start working the next day in the morning. I remember Charlie picked me up at the train station in Hamburg. We went to the McDonald's or whatever, and
for breakfast.
We had breakfast. Yeah, it was great. Get a burger, and then we just went to the studio and worked. Started working, and it was every day. Like it was like planned just to do a weekend. So to do it, so we heard the song. I had to learn it, and then I had to record it. When that was done, next song.
Right.
So it was really long, 12 hours day, if I remember right.
It's an incredible album. And, you spoke about Andre Matos and Sieges Even. There is an album, or at least a demo. I'm not sure if it ever was released. It was named Looking Glass Self. And which Andre Matos sings with Sieges Even. It's a really good demo. I listened to it. I had a chance to listen to it on YouTube. Did you guys ever release that, or no, Alex? Was it an official release?
No, it was never officially released. It was just a demo, and we wanted to get a deal with it, a record deal, and but there was no chance, because the people thought, okay, you have those guys of my brother played bass in Blind Guardian. Then you had the Rhapsody drummer. Then you had the singer of Angra. So they expected this power metal, melodic, heavy metal stuff. And everybody was then, completely confused with that great. I mean, those songs I really like a lot. And but this was such a different kind of music. So in the end, nobody wanted to sign us, and it made no sense to do something with it. And we never talked about it lately again, So
right. Recently, obviously, speaking of Andre Matos, how did you feel about his passing? This recent passing of Andre was so sudden; it shook the metal world in its entirety. How did you feel about it? Can you remember anything? Did you have any experiences with him? Like, for example, recording this album, or back then when you recorded Angels Cry?
Yeah, I mean, Angels Cry were like we met 2 times, and later we played together with Shaman in Mexico once, Dawn of Victory times and stuff, and we were always like friends. We never met, as often. But once he went to Munich, and I don't remember if I asked him to record those songs, but he came to Munich, so there was something like before, like to ask him, can you do the vocals and stuff? And he was, we were like, he would never have done it if he would not be like, know me or in a good relation or whatever. So he came to my flat, and we were always talking a lot, and was always like. He was really an amazing guy. I think everybody knows. And that time was always, those, I think that were all together, like maybe 10 days or something, spending together. But I remember almost everything, because it was so nice. And the death was like something. Yeah, devastating, actually.
Right. It was terrible to hear, especially because it was so sudden, and everyone speaks so wonderful of him, that he was such a nice guy, etc. But, moving on, and a few years later, around the year 2000, is that you join Rhapsody. Tell us, how do you start this